The unknown toxicity of medicine. I'm going to read this. This is from a woman who was a physician. She was going to school to be a physician. She got sick, and nothing could help her in the physician world, the MD world, so she went over to the natural world, and it helped her realize the big difference between the two. So she wrote this for many. This is going to be like a three-part part because this is like 4 pages, and I'm just going to read it to you because it explains a lot of things that you might want to know if you're dealing with cancer, or if a loved one's dealing with cancer, or if you're aware of the fact that everyone's probably going to be dealing with cancer, either knowing somebody or having it themselves, creating it themselves. The unknown toxicity of medicine. Many of us intend to make positive changes regarding our food choices, exercise programs, and lifestyles. But we tell ourselves, I don't have the time or the money, or I'll start tomorrow. Then tomorrow eventually comes, but instead of having implemented these positive changes, we now discover that we have been diagnosed with an incurable condition or disease. We watch as our life savings goes down the drain with all the medical consultations, lab tests, fancy diagnostic equipment, and surgeries that we think we need. We watch our own bodies deteriorate and our condition worsen as the doctors try the latest and the greatest new and improved discoveries, which only prove to be ineffective as in the former ones. We now discover to our horror that our health insurance coverage has been dropped because we are too much of a risk, and that our doctors want $4,000 up front for chemotherapy that supposedly will save our lives. After placing all of our trust in the assumption that a disease can actually be cured by pouring a lot of synthetic chemicals and drugs on top of it, we discover that we have actually allowed ourselves to be poisoned with these substances, that we are suffering from toxic side effects and drug interactions, and that we are actually dying because the medical intervention is too much of a stress on an invasion of our bodies. Synthetic prescription drugs and over-the-counter medications, which in the short term made a symptom go away or made us feel better, have now contributed to worsening our condition to the point where we also have extreme pain that is very difficult to control. Extreme pain then must be managed with more chemicals, and this just becomes a vicious cycle. It is up to us to realize that these drugs have come in order to make it easier for us to continue our bad health habits. All of them have harmful side effects. Just look at how big a physician's desk reference book is. It contains all of the information on current drugs used by doctors. Most of them damage the liver, and many do damage to the kidneys. Even something as innocent as an acetaminophen, which is sold over the counter, has been shown to lead to liver failure. An overdose can literally kill you. Regular use of NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, are also known to lead to kidney failure. You know, these medications, these pain relievers, are found in 99% of all American medicine cabinets. When I was training as a medical doctor, I thought all the surgeries, drugs, chemotherapy, radiation, etc. were necessary, as it was known by all the medical experts that there were no alternatives. My classmates and I like to think of ourselves as merciful doctors, saviors, providing comfort in quieting pain of those terminal patients who suffered so horribly. Who would have thought that we as medical doctors had actually contributed to the state of those dying patients, either by neglecting to teach them how to take care for their own bodies instead of covering up their symptoms, or by directly poisoning them with synthetic substances, medicines. When I discovered that there were natural, non-invasive ways to heal diseases, and that these methods not only got to the cause of the symptoms, but actually improved the overall health of the patients, I got very excited. I spent a lot of time in nutritional's office watching those around me get healed of the most horrific, horrible afflictions, including cancer, multiple sclerosis, severe arthritis, parasitical infestations, heart disease, etc. I traveled around to the offices of naturopaths to see if they too were getting the same results. What I found was that, in general, people who sought the services of natural healers tended to improve, while those who frequented the office of medical doctors in the long term always got worse. What I found was that the worst natural paths were actually getting better results than the best medical doctors. I no longer had an excuse to practice the violent, invasive form of medicine. We have been unwittingly sucked into a make-believe world where diseases are hopeless and incurable that strike us as innocent victims, out of the blue for no reason, and that medical doctors are the only ones who can save us. What we don't realize is that the alternative, herbology, massage, bodywork, fasting, manipulation, energy healing, etc., have been used safely for thousands of years, and that this knowledge has been deliberately kept from us. We can heal ourselves from and prevent any affliction if we will only take the time and the effort to make changes in our food choices, learn about and take herbs, and practice the same sort of natural healing routines which kept our ancestors strong, healthy, alert, and free of disease. Experiencing my own healing as well as witnessing and being part of others' healings, I became completely convinced that what I was doing really as a medical doctor was harming people and contributing to their demise. Upon graduation from medical school, I took an oath, do no harm. Because of this, I have since found it impossible to practice orthodox medicine the way that it is being practiced today. I have spent most of my time educating people on the dangers of Western medicine and on the benefits of natural healing. Most of us don't realize how much of these rights have been taken away from us and also from our children. For example, mandatory immunizations, etc. We've been taught to think that if we are sick, it is someone else's responsibility, a doctor, etc. We forgot that we actually have the power to heal ourselves. We must realize that we have a right to care for our own bodies in whatever way we choose, with or without medicines. But remember that our bodies are our temples to be nurtured and cared for by us, and that we are only given one body in this lifetime. Okay, and the next part 2 is going to be the cold, hard reality about cancer chemotherapy. See you on the next video. Love life, and life will love you back. You only can do that if you're healthy, and you can be healthy. Like us and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.